Yeah, everyone's kind of putting things away. All right, so what was the first question?
All right, question number 1. Oh, never mind. Okay. Okay, with regard to the key elements of the business model, what should CloudFlare keep/start doing with respect to CVP, GTM, TOM, and CFF? And we're supposed to create a table. So we're supposed to describe key elements, keep or start doing, and then organizational implications for all of those.
So like what we were talking about right before we started, that they should have a structure for hiring people.
Yeah, I think they needed a marketing strategy as well.
Yeah, they weren't marketing at all.
So
I guess like an action plan, or what I wrote in my case analysis is I said, well, they first need to have someone to be a hiring manager. They need someone that people can contact.
yeah, I agree with you.
Lex is just texting me.
Yeah, that's who I just got a text message on.
We're gonna have to make it quick because my phone may die on us.
Okay, we'll make it quick.
Okay. But yeah, they need a structure, need to get a hiring manager, and then they need some way for this hiring manager to look at all the resumes, have someone that they can contact, and then have this hiring manager maybe help them through the training process. I think it's not just about hiring the right person, but making sure that they get trained, that they know what they're doing, that they have a specific task, because then they will feel more important, like they're needed in the company if they have a specific task.
I agree with you 100%. I think that without the proper training, I think people get frustrated in their position that they're working, and they may say, yeah, this isn't worth my time.
Yeah.
Okay. Is she calling you? So did you fill out this chart then?
The profit table?
No, it's about describing the key elements and kind of what we've been talking about. It shows a chart here on this screen.
Let me pull it up real quick. Oh, I did not. Here's Lexus. Hi, Lexus.
Hey.
Hey, Lexus. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Doing well.
We're doing just dandy. Sorry, my phone doesn't have a whole lot of battery.
Such a slacker lately.
No, you're totally fine.
It's all good. No worries.
We're just going to try and make it quick because my phone may very well die.
Okay, so...
do you want me to call Tracy or something instead?
Yeah, do you want to call me?
Good, I'll call you.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Okay, bye.
Bye. So this table says a key element of the CVP. Well, I need a reminder on what these things are. CTP.
Well, CVP.
VP. There we go. A central. That is not right. A cost volume profit. Well, basically, I think what this is with the CVP, talking about how this company.
Hold on, here's Lexus. Okay, Lexus, are you there?
I think the key element, or what they should start doing with the CVP, is that they should start having goals to get revenue, because at the beginning they're just like, we want to make this a free product, like we don't really care about the money. But I think that's another thing, another reason why people would quit is because they have no ending goal, really. I mean, they're just going to help people get this free information, but the cost volume profit, it's going to evaluate how much time or how much money they're putting in versus how much they're getting. So if
I
they're not getting a whole lot, then their CVP is going to be super low.
I agree. Lexus, we're just talking about the cost volume profit right now. Yeah, I agree with you, Madeline. I think that was a great explanation of that.
The second thing, the GTM, that stands for the go-to market. So
Yes.
what can they do to have specific customers and to achieve competitive advantage?
I didn't even get what market he wanted to target.
Yeah.
I didn't did you guys understand what specific target market that he was trying to target?
It was, I don't know, everyone uses the web, so he can't just be like web users, or was it people that have websites? Is that what he was doing?
Yeah, he was being really vague about that.
Mm-hmm.
But the nice thing is that with like Facebook and with these websites that we have, the social media sites, you can target specific people. You can target married people. So I just felt like he wasn't very specific with his targeted market. And I think that if he were to figure out who he wanted to market to, he would be more successful.
Mm-hmm.
All right, moving on. TOM.
The target operating model, it says here that it's converts strategy ideas into operational plans. Oh, so like in the case, they were like, anything goes, really. We're just kind of meeting together to brainstorm. And I guess what I got from the case is everyone has a chance to brainstorm ideas, but in the end it was Michael and Michelle that made the big decision. Like, I feel like it wasn't a team effort. It was more like just the top two.
I felt like their ideas didn't really matter. So even if they brought ideas to the table,
Yeah.
Michelle might have listened, but I think ultimately she kept making decisions on her own. She wasn't even considering their ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like the few people who were on top of the company, I don't remember all their names, but that they were the ones who like made the final decision for them. And then it said how like some employees were even afraid. Was Michelle her name?
Yeah, Michelle was her name.
How some of the employees didn't like want to say their opinions to Michelle because she wasn't an approachable person.
Yeah.
And she seemed to be the one running the show, even though she wasn't the CEO.
Yes.
Because it said in the case that Michael was the one with the dreams. He wanted to go do stuff. And then Michelle was the one that really made that happen. So it's
Right.
always like, let's look at Michelle. What are we going to do? Instead
Yeah,
of,
but I think you're right though, because she wasn't very approachable, so no one would go up and talk to her and tell her their ideas.
Mhm.
So I would quit too if I couldn't talk to my boss.
yeah.
Yeah.
I could be like, why do I go to work? It's like,
Yeah.
if my ideas don't matter.
I agree.
The last one, the CFF, stands for, I think, cash flow from financing. Does that sound right?
Yes.
So, basically, if they're using their money right, it says in the case that most of the money spent was just on salaries, when you were saying, Tracy, that they should start using their money for marketing, they should like make products or give people something rather than just waiting for them to fall upon it.
Yeah, they should have had some kind of marketing plan put in place for sure. Just to expand their business and make more of a profit.
Make it worth something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's kind of hard for me to hear, Madeline, but the marketing, how they didn't have a plan for that. Then they also didn't have, they called it a product roadmap, which is basically just like a business plan for what they wanted in the future.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of goes along with how you were saying they didn't really have like a target market. And I think they didn't really have a target market because they didn't really have a product plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It said that they met every 3 months or something, and they talk about goals. What are the goals that we're going to do for the next 3 months? In my head, I'm like, well, what goals can you make? Like, you're not doing anything. You're just
Right? That's well, and I thought that going 3 months was maybe a long time for this specific company, mostly because they didn't have any plans put in place. So maybe they should have met more frequently.
they should have. In my case analysis, I wrote down like maybe some actions that they could do. One being, I like their idea of giving the employees more independence, like having them be able to host meetings or make decisions. They didn't do a good job with that, but I think what they should do is maybe have like a team leader, someone that people can talk to, someone who's over everybody. But then you can have different teams and make different employees like, okay, for this month, you are going to be in charge of hosting this meeting, making this kind of decision. And then it can kind of rotate around and give everyone that opportunity to be the leader or to make the decisions for the company. That's what I thought that they should do.
Right. I agree. That's a good point.
But still have that leader on top that they can always refer to, or that what was another question?
So we're on to question 4. So we need to look at their cash flow formula. Suppose we have to hire more engineers in direct proportion to how we scale. How long will it take to become profitable?
Um,
And it says to use an actual spreadsheet.
I kind of did a spreadsheet for my calculations. So they have how many employees? It was 35, right?
35, yep.
Okay. And um sorry. um their cash flow formula. Well, my spreadsheet talks about having profit. Not really. Would that be considered cash flow? I don't know. I don't know what it's asking.
So what I think we need to do is if they were to hire more engineers. So the problem is they're losing 5 engineers, correct?
Mm-hmm. So now they have 30.
So, I mean, they're making a profit with what they have now. I'm not sure what that's asking. Do you know what this is asking, Alexis?
Not really. So how many are they hiring?
Well, if they hired 5, well, how many more? They're just asking, suppose we have to hire more engineers. how many more engineers would it take?
Um, so you could hire at least 5 then, right, for it to stay the same.
Right. But then it's asking how long will it take to become profitable? Well, aren't they profitable with the 35 employees that they have?
Yeah, I think
I
we
remember
need
reading, I
more.
don't have the case in front of me right now, but I remember reading how it talks about how other companies in the industry, it said what their costs were to pay their engineers and employees and everything, and it said that they didn't know if this company would for sure have to pay those same costs, but if they did, then it would have put them in the whole like $7 million or something like that. If they were having to pay their employees as much as the other companies in the industry were. I don't know if they ever did end up paying them that much, though.
It didn't say, I don't think.
I didn't say anything about like maybe a little bit of cost per employee, but I think if they're really going to be profitable, it's not going to be on how many employees they have. It's going to be on how many subscribers they have, how many people
Right.
actually buy the product. If 5 employees are going to bring 50,000 more subscribers, then yeah, hire 50. That's going to make you more profitable than before. But if you hire 10 employees and only get 500 subscribers, then
And you're losing money. You're not going to be profitable with that. All right, we're going to move on. Okay, what does CloudFlare management want to get big fast? What benefits does CloudFlare receive from scale?
what does
I think any company out there wants to get big fast. They don't want to wait around for money. They want it to just be instant.
mhm.
I think
I don't know. They need to have the right mindset. I don't think they're in the mindset to be big fast. I mean, they're not marketing at all. They're not keeping track of the money that they're getting. Like one
well,
subscriber would pay $40 million for their product, but they're like, "Oh, we'll take 40,000. It's fine."
well, and I felt like that they needed to have an accounting department where they were keeping track of their money.
Yeah, that was a good point.
So so yeah, I just felt like they were lacking in the accounting department, in the marketing department. I just makes me wonder how they're making money.
Yeah, when I first read the first 2 paragraphs, I was like, oh, this sounds like a pretty good company. Then I read the customer value proposition and all those different little sections. And it seems like with each section there was something that's like, really? You don't have that in your business?
Super disorganized.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Okay, so
I like the question down below how it said, "Does CloudFlare have switching costs? Would it be costly or painful for customers to switch to competitor if there was such a competitor to CloudFlare?"
that is interesting.
Um,
How would Cloudflare charge something like that though? Because their customer doesn't necessarily need to come out and say, "Oh, I'm switching
mhm.
to this other company."
They're not even keeping track of that, so how would they
Yeah.
know?
So how would they even know?
I think they definitely need some management, like what we've been talking about. They need some structure. They need people to be in charge of things. I know they really wanted to be away from titles, but a business needs to be run.
I get that they want independent
Yeah.
employees. I get that, but there still has to be a structure of some sort.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't think you should have independent employees, especially right off the bat. I think you need to gain trust from your employees And you can't just like hire employees and be like, okay, there you go, like go do it. Like you have to like train them and show them the ropes before you can kind of let them be independent.
Yeah, I agree. That's an interesting question. So another one that's funny is, why do people work at CloudFlare and what keeps them motivated? I think there are, if you find the right personality of a person that can go in and wants that independence and doesn't care if his voice is heard, that's the type of people that would need to work at CloudFlare.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone who doesn't need like a lot of structure, because a lot of the employees that quit because they didn't really know what their job was. Like they were kind of hired, but then they were never really trained or like told what their expectations are.
And there wasn't something for them to grow from. They're just working. Like there wasn't any, you could become this. It was just, you do this, you know, you're kind of free bird.
Right. I agree. All right. We have a group decision now. Are we ready?
Yes.
So implement more process and structure, hire a VP or HR and start using titles, yes or no? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Slow down growth, yes or no? That's kind of a tricky one because if they implemented the titles, then I think that they could grow at a rapid rate and be okay. But if they're not going to implement the titles, then I would say yes, slow down the growth.
Yeah, I agree.
Good question. Then it says, discuss what will happen to the company under your recommendations. What will happen to the culture and motivation of the current employees? What will happen to the cost structure and therefore profitability of the company?
Well,
It would all get a lot better.
it will get a lot better.
I
They
think
will
we'll
love
have
their
a
job.
successful business.
Oh yeah. People will know about them more. People will want to work for them.
That's what I think.
Yep.
Simple as that. When there is order, there is happiness. I don't know where that came from, but
That's what I love it.
What are you doing, Sammy?
that's my youngest cousin.
Oh,
He is 1 or 2.
fun. All right,
Good.
you want
Did
to
we answer all
stop?
the questions?
Yep, that's it.
I'm going to stop the broadcast.